Hey Internet, and welcome back to BDZB Comics End of the Year Pokémon / Digimon Content-stravaganza thing. Last time we counted down the top 10 Pokémon from Couples Consoling's playthrough of Pokémon White. If you haven't checked that out, I put it as both a card up top and a link in the doobly-doo, so you have no excuse! Anyway, this time we're giving a Super Smash Bros. Moveset to Deoxys. I figure with my new capture device that only works on consoles, and Pokemon Sword and Shield removing the national dex in favor of a regional dex, that a largely event-exclusive legendary that has no real ties to Great Britain and most likely will not be in the Galar region at all, and I don't own any of the console-based games for, would be the perfect Pokemon to do a moveset for right now. All jokes aside, Deoxys has been one of my most wanted characters in Smash since before Brawl even came out. And he did see a bit of resurgence in relevance back when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, and that's still kinda recent, right? Right? Well, even if Deoxys isn't super likely right now, I still think that they could be a unique character if they ever were included in Smash. Give them the stats of Mewtwo, but the ability to alter those stats like Shulk, and transform parts of their body like Corrin. How would that work in practice? Let's get right into the moveset. So, for Deoxys' entrance animation, bits of crushed meteors would float in the air as a little triangle darts around, and then, soon after, it's revealed that Deoxys was behind it the whole time. And for the actual moveset, we're going to go a little out of order this time. We're actually starting with the down B, since the moveset kind of is built around that. Deoxys' down special is called Form Swap. It allows him to swap between all of his various forms. He starts out in his normal form, and then the order goes attack, then defense, then speed, and then back to normal. Although, like with Shulk's Minato arts in Ultimate, this is only when you tap the B button that it goes in this set order. You could also select manually if you hold down the button. And when you change forms, it doesn't change the shape of Deoxys' entire body, because most of the rest of the moveset is based around that idea, so it wouldn't entirely make sense. It mostly just changes Deoxys' head shape. Attack form will increase Deoxys' raw attack power at the cost of defense and knockback. Defense form is way bulkier, so it can take more hits, and its attacks are a bit wider and deal more knockback, but it's far slower and doesn't have too much raw power. Speed form is way faster and has better recovery than all the other forms, but all the other stats drop when in said form. And like with Shulk's Minato arts, none of these forms are permanent. Normal form is the default, so the rest of them only last a few seconds. While these different forms are active though, they do have an effect on the rest of Deoxys' special moves. Starting with the neutral special, Psycho Boost, wherein it shoots out a purple orb which serves as what is a generally more powerful version of Mewtwo's Shadow Ball or Lucario's Aura Sphere. The trade-off for this, though, is that just like in Pokemon, where it lowers Deoxys' special attack after it's used, this will temporarily lower Deoxys' overall attack power. In attack form, the size of the orb is smaller than usual, but it's more concentrated, leading to more damage upon impact. In defense form, the orb's size increases, but the energy is more dispersed, so it's better at hitting opponents, but it doesn't do quite as much damage. In speed form, the charge time for the move is very quick, so you can get it out, pretty rapidly, and it charges back the attack stat almost instantaneously, but it's also way weaker. Deoxys' side special is Zen Headbutt, where it charges at its opponent head first. This move is comparable to Ike's side special, where Deoxys will glow as he builds up power. For the best results, it's recommended that you release the attack button right after Deoxys' head twinkles. In normal form, Deoxys travels a fair distance forward while using this attack, making it good for horizontal recovery, and it does fairly strong damage. It's not quite as powerful as Ike's side special, but it's pretty close. Then for attack form, Deoxys travels forward significantly less, but it does way more damage when it hits. It does not have a lot of launch power though. In defense form, this move is best used grounded as Deoxys barely budges an inch. While it does decent damage, the main perk of this move is its incredible launch power. In speed form, this becomes an ultra-fast move that covers about half the length of Final Destination, so you'd better watch out when using it. Its attack and launch power is noticeably weaker than the other forms, though. Deoxys' up special is Hyper Beam, which, wouldn't you know it, the animation is borrowed from Smash already, the Pokeball Pokemon. Woohoo! So it shoots a Hyper Beam straight downward to propel itself up. This can be angled before firing. This move is quite effective at meteor smashing, however, Deoxys will go into free fall after the attack is used, so be wary of that. This move also varies with each form. In the attack form, the overall size of the beam is decreased a bit, however, it does more damage to anything it hits. In defense form, the beam becomes wider, allowing it to hit more targets, however, it's weaker overall. And then in speed form, the beam becomes very tall and thin, making it a great recovery move, but it doesn't have much of a chance of actually hitting the opponents. For Deoxys' neutral attack, it just whips its tentacles forward once, and then its AAA combo is just continuously whipping various tentacles in the face of the opponent. The side A gives Deoxys a single long and skinny tentacle on one side, resembling its speed form. This pokes forward, and there's a sweet spot on the end, just like with Marth's sword. The side smash shoots a beam of dark energy out of the hole in Deoxys' stomach. Its up A gives Deoxys long and stringy tentacles like it has in its attack form, and it just waves those above its head. Its up smash turns both tentacles thick and meaty like the defense form and has it clap above its head like Donkey Kong. Its down tilt has Deoxys sweep the floor with its legs in reference to the move low sweep. And its down smash has Deoxys disappear into the ground, causing a weak initial hit. Then launch itself out of the ground one character space away, doing a lot of damage, referencing the move Teleport. The running attack speeds straight through the foes, similar to Fox Illusion, and this is reference to the move Extreme Speed. Its neutral air just has it twist in the air, twirling its tentacles. Its forward air has it turn one tentacle into a big fist and punch forward while airborne. The back air spikes opponents downward with thick defense form style tentacles, similar to Donkey Kong's forward air, as well as the move Knockoff, which it is based off of. Its up air stabs upward with a skinny, sharp tentacle, and this too has a sweet spot at the tip. Its down air has Deoxys shoot a beam of psychic energy out of the slit on its face, like we see it do in the Destiny Deoxys movie. Like with Mewtwo, Deoxys' grab has it use psychic energy to pull the opponent forward. Its pummel has it trap the foe inside its tentacles and just keep squeezing, a reference to the move Wrap. Its forward throw holds the foe inside its tentacles and then drags it along the ground. Its back throw launches the foe using telekinesis in what's basically an exact copy of Ness's back throw. Its up throw shoots energy balls up at the enemy, similar to Mewtwo's up throw. And then its down throw has Deoxys create a clone of itself to pummel the opponent from above, while the original Deoxys just pins them to the ground, holding them in place. Now, for its side taunt, Deoxys shoots a ball of energy out of its chest, creating an Aurora Borealis-esque burst of light, which we see it do multiple times to communicate in the Destiny Deoxys movie. Its up taunt has it tilt its head up to the sky and glow as if it were using the move for cover. Its down taunt quickly shifts between all 4 forms. And then, as a couple extra little things that I didn't really know where else to include, Deoxys is capable of floating much like Peach or Daisy by holding up on the joystick. The speed form can float for a long time, whereas defense form can't float very long at all. The attack and normal forms are somewhere in the middle. And then finally, Deoxys's shield animation is this little animation from an episode of the Pokémon anime. And then, finally, let's get into the final smash, which I am calling Form Storm, taking inspiration from Destiny Deoxys. Deoxys creates a bunch of clones of itself that storm the sky. Just touching one of them does hefty damage. Attack form does the most damage, next is defense form, then normal, then speed. Once the move is over, all except the original Deoxys disappear into dust clouds. And for the victory animations, the first one, Deoxys does all sorts of flexing and bodybuilding poses in its defense form. The second victory pose sees Deoxys zoom all around the screen in its speed form. And then for Deoxys' third victory pose, it creates clones of each of its other forms, and all 4 of them laugh at the player's incompetence. Now, for alternate costumes, these are based off of other mythical Pokemon and legendaries from Hoenn. First, we have one that's based off of Deoxys' shiny form, of course, then one that gives it the colors of Rayquaza, one that gives it the colors of Latios, one that gives it the colors of Latias, and then we have a Regirock color, a Regice color, and a Registeel color. And then, before we close things off, I did want to go over Deoxys' Classic Mode route. This route is called Spaced Out, and it focuses entirely on fighters that come from outer space. The first round has Deoxys fight against Jigglypuff. The next round is a free-for-all between it, Samus, Ridley, and Dark Samus. The third round is against Captain Olimar. The fourth round is another free-for-all with Kirby, Meta Knight, and Dedede. And then the fifth round is against Fox and Falco on a team with each other, and then Wolf, who's just doing his own thing. And then we do the bonus. And finally, the boss of this Classic Mode route is, unsurprisingly, Marks from the Kirby series. Since this is a Pokemon character, a new stage is not necessarily necessary, but I did have one idea for a Deoxys-specific stage that I thought could be pretty cool. This stage would be based off of the Delta episode from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and would start out at the Sky Pillar, where you catch Rayquaza. There, you'll see Rayquaza, and it will serve as sort of a stage boss, although not one that you can knock out, you just have to avoid its attacks. Watching you do this in the background is Zinnia, the Lore Keeper. After a bit of fighting on what is essentially just a flat surface with a dragon in the middle of it, Rayquaza will have a change of heart, and the stage will disappear! Well, not really. Rayquaza becomes the stage. It Mega Evolves into Mega Rayquaza, and you'll do the rest of your fighting on its back. Mega Rayquaza flies up into space, where you encounter Deoxys in the Delta episode. Considering that Deoxys is a playable character, he does not appear in this segment, but there are meteors that you'll have to dodge in reference to Deoxys, as well as cameos from other space-based Pokemon like Jirachi, Lunatone, and Clefairy. This stage's Battlefield and Omega forms provide the flat surface from when you're fighting Rayquaza, but you do get the stars in the background from later on in the match, so you get the best of both worlds. And that's it! That's the whole moveset. Next time we will be covering the Digimon side of things with the most predictable choice imaginable. But stick around because, you know, things aren't always going to be super predictable. There is one moveset, at least one moveset I have planned after that that's going to be someone that I don't think any of you were expecting. But in the meantime, we're going to keep things predictable. In fact, there's not really even any point in, like, keeping it vague or whatever. It's Agumon. We're doing Agumon next. Get excited for Agumon! Yay!